Hello, and welcome to episode 39 of Nintendo Therapy, a show about the latest Nintendo news and rumors, as well as a celebration of all things Nintendo. We got a packed house this week. Joining me is Harrison,
Hey guys, welcome back.
Sean,
Yahoo!
and Momo is here.
G'day, champions.
And how has everyone's Nintendo week been? I know it's kind of slow on the news end, but I've been doing a lot of playing. How about you all?
I'm back on. I ended up getting the DLC for Shredder's Revenge for like $5.
Nice.
So I've been playing that again. I'm guessing it was on purpose, but Usagi is like way overpowered. So
Yeah, they're like, here, let's give them something if they spent the money.
and then Karai's good, but she's like you're the best beat 'em up player ever. Enjoy. So she's a little harder to use.
Oh, so it was like they gave you two new difficulties. They gave you an easy mode and a hard mode.
Yeah, and then
That's pretty cool.
whatever the arena thing is, I haven't really played around with that, but no, I've been playing that, and I did play a little Pikmin, so I think this week Olimar is going to get home.
Finally.
Nice.
I chilled on the Vampire Survivors.
For now.
How about you, Harrison? What have you been playing?
I jumped into a new indie game on Switch this week. I won't talk about it too much because it is a game on Switch, but it's not a Nintendo game. But I will just say that, you know, the Switch is what really got me into indie games, and there have been just countless indie titles I've played on the hardware that I'm sure are available on other things as well. But I have to credit Switch for doing that for me, because I'm almost done with this game I'm playing right now. It's been awesome, and then right after that, I'm jumping into Luigi's Mansion. So,
Oh yeah, it's the perfect time of year for that.
yeah. So I've never played the third one, but I've had it for like 2 years. I bought it on a Black Friday sale or Cyber Monday like a couple of years ago. Never played it. So
You're in for a treat.
It's
really
either
good.
the best in the series or the second best, depending on who you talk to. But pretty much everyone puts Dark Moon last.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do that, and I've been thinking about, because living over here, I have to do things differently if I want to kind of feel the holiday spirit. So you guys drink anything or snack on anything while you play, or while you're playing these games around Halloween time?
Well, here around Boston, you got to get your Sam Adams Oktoberfest in October. But other than that, it's usually soda.
Okay.
I mean, I've been on my pumpkin kick, so every pumpkin beer imaginable and pumpkin spice coffee, and yeah.
Okay. This is a pro beer podcast. How about you, Momo?
I was going to say, Halloween's not really a massive thing in Australia. We do, you do get people going door to door dress up, but it's not like a massive like it is over in the States. So, yeah, not really much when it comes down to Halloween. We don't have any like specific things we do, like pumpkin beer and stuff like that. So I can't really gauge you on that one unless you want to come to my door and give you chocolate. That's about it.
I could do that. We don't. I've never seen any pumpkin beers where I live. I've seen Sam Adams in import stores, but Boston fans might be happy to know that we do have Dunkin' over here. We
Well, that's all you need.
We do have Dunkin' Donuts over here. And speaking of Boston, I heard that Boston was voted most annoying accent. So if Kevin
Great.
or anyone out there has any comments on that,
And Australia was voted almost number one.
Well, yeah, I think it was number one in the country, not number one in the world.
Gotcha.
Yeah, number one in the world. Who knows?
Australian accent's great though. It's just
Well, g'day to you too, mate.
It's
you just always sound relaxed.
It's not just one Australian accent either. Like we can't put you in a box. Like you're not a monolith.
It's the opposite of Boston, because Boston, you always sound angry.
They're both awesome in their own way.
Yeah.
Like they're both awesome. For some reason, we've chose that like Boston is the one accent that's okay to mock or
Yeah.
impersonate a lot.
Well, Southern accent too.
Yeah, but apparently that's dying with Gen Z. So
Oh, all right.
just another thing Gen Z is killing with
Are we up to like Gen A now? Gen Alpha now?
what is the next gen? And by the way, Sean and Kevin, are you millennials or Gen X?
Oh, that's what I was going to say.
Considered
Is
millennials, which
no,
is
we're
BS.
not. No. See, growing up, we were told we were Gen X the whole childhood. And depending on where you look, because everyone's got a different cutoff, we're like right on the edge. So everyone's got a different cutoff. I prefer the charts that say we're Gen X because every single time, like we'd have an assembly meeting and they'd address our generation growing up, they'd be like, "Oh, you're Generation X. You're going to be doing this." So we were told we were Gen X, and then they switched it on us. So I don't want to change it.
I feel very like they were just like, just throw these extra couple years in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what? No.
It's like sometimes the cutoff is 1980. Sometimes the cutoff is like as far as 86. So
I'm 88, so I don't make that cut.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm 89. I'm a millennial. But Kevin, I think you just want to be Gen X so you can be like, oh, those dang millennials.
I just want to be as cool as Fred Durst, and Fred Durst is Generation X. You know, it's right there in the Limp Bizkit lyrics. So,
Or were you a wrestling fan? Did you like DX growing up? Because I loved him.
I was not into wrestling. I think Sean was.
I was.
Generation X?
Oh, yeah.
I kind of went on a different path. Momo, have you been playing anything this week?
Yes. So, I mean, I just got back from my wedding anniversary holiday with the wife in Indonesia. So
That was in my notes.
Congrats.
That was in my notes to ask you how that went.
it's hot. It was great. It was good to see family and stuff like that. It was good fun. However, my wife kind of put a ban on me bringing my Switch with me. She wanted, because just us two, she wanted a bit of us time, which that's cool. I'm for it. You know, it's our 10-year wedding anniversary, whatever you want. However, I've been back for about 4 or 5 days now, and I have been straight back. As soon as the day I got back, I was straight into playing stuff. So
What was the first thing you booted up?
I think it was I think I booted up Zelda was the first thing I booted up, because I'm still ticking away at Zelda, and but then I caught up with like family and stuff like that, and my nephew, who's interested in playing in retro Mario, I think we went through pretty much all of Mario 3 when I had to sit down with him. So at least I got to do with that. On a non-Nintendo, well, sort of Nintendo, but non-Nintendo, is that I just yesterday or 2 days ago now, I picked up the new Quest 3 headset, and I tried out a VR, quote unquote, version of a Nintendo game just to see what it looked like, and was pretty blown away by that. But yeah, other than that, that's all I've been doing in the last 5 days since I've been back. So it's been pretty fun.
What game was it?
I'm not going to say it in here.
We're not going to. This is not that kind of Nintendo. Okay. All right.
Are you sure? Nintendo's always listening. You know how it is, mate.
Yeah.
Haven't you learned anything?
Yeah.
Yeah. Put it this way, it's a recent game that's come out recently, and it's pretty popular. You know what I mean? I don't have to say it's very, very popular, and it's succeeded in 3D.
Are there triangles in this game?
I don't know.
Like
yes.
3 of them?
Yes, potentially.
Is there produce in this game? Like apples or
And also on that same genre of game, I've tried an older version, from the 90s, like 64 version of that game in VR.
That's gonna be weird.
Well, I mean, the people who did the mod for it is like the textures have been done a bit better. But yeah, it's freaky when you see things that are different, like a different height and scale. But yeah, other than that, that's all I've been doing for gaming since I've been back.
I can't wait for VR to have more of a development. I had not the newer PlayStation VR set, but the first one they put out, and it's pretty cool. Like it's
That
got a ways to
yeah,
go, but
that
it's
Star Wars thing was cool. You had.
exactly, yeah. And the Batman one, except you couldn't walk around, was
Well,
pretty cool.
yeah, the new Quest has the mixed reality, so it has the depth sensor, and so basically, the first thing when I unpacked it, I scanned pretty much the biggest open part of my house, so I can it recognizes everything, walls, tables, and everything like that. So basically, anything I play in mixed reality, it uses all that tracking data everything like lands on a table or things run off the table, so it knows where everything is. Also, I did try putting a big screen, like a big IMAX screen, on my wall to watch something. So potentially gaming, like in the future, with the Switch or the Switch 2, maybe potentially can, if I want a big ass screen, I can put it up on my wall in my living room or something like that, and I can, have a bit of a play.
Is there
wonder
Tom
if
Jones
we'll
in
ever
the
see
background?
Mario.
Sorry?
Oh, wait, is that me? What's going on with my screen right now? Sorry about that.
I don't know. I wonder if we'll ever see a Mario game in VR.
Like, there's a demo, a Lego demo game. Well, not tech demo, sorry, a Lego game that's been ported to VR coming out next month for the Quest. It's basically you put it on your a table, even any surface, and basically you control your controller controls the character in the world. So think of it like Captain Toad's treasure tracker, that 3D like that. So you sit back and you can walk around the whole, walk around physically around the space, seeing things and then moving the character with your controller and stuff like that. So I kind of feel like if we imagine playing a 2D Mario game, or 3D Mario game similar to that, you know what I mean? Like that sense
I
of
feel like jumping would be really weird in VR though, and Mario is very much geared around jumping.
well, you're looking at it from a not third person view, but you're pulled away. You're looking down at it, so it's like playing what's it, like foosball. You know what I mean? How you're stepping back and it's that kind of feeling where that perspective that you can walk around, you can see any view you want, you can lean over, look under things, all that stuff while controlling the character from just a distance. So even Smash Brothers will be a pretty good game to demo in that type of space. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what the future of VR holds. We'll have to wait and see. I've been playing a game that had a birthday this week, so I thought it was worth bringing up. That's what I was up to. I just finished a playthrough of Doom 2, which turned 29 this week.
Doom
You all
2.
played the second Doom?
God, what a
yeah.
game.
Second verse, same as the first. It's very similar to Doom, but I don't know. I enjoyed it. It's Doom. It's more Doom levels and an extra gun. And it's got a few more enemies too.
But mate, I know. I remember the beat, the music to that. I just watched a doco on Netflix about gaming and stuff. And I remember there was an episode. What's it called? Something to do with gaming, what changed, how gaming and stuff like that, and the technology and stuff like that. And I remember watching there was an episode on how they created Doom and pushed the network multiplayer for the first time, to get it online and stuff like that. And how Doom was first created and stuff like that. Doom is nuts.
And I feel like people have so many mixed reactions on anything pretty much past Doom 2. Like Doom 6, I almost said Mario 64. Doom 64 has got a lot of mixed reactions. Some people think the environments are too dark and you can't see anything. Doom 3 definitely had a lot of mixed reactions at the time. I guess 2016 is pretty positively received.
I think Doom 3.
Yeah, 2016 was good. 3's mixed. I feel like Eternal's mixed too. I didn't like Eternal as much as 2016.
I think with Doom 3 was more of a horror, a jump scare type of game. Very dark. You had to rely on your flashlight. It was very atmospheric, where Eternal and stuff like that went back to what made Doom originally good, fast paced like
Well,
chaotic
I remember
action.
that flashlight mechanic specifically was like one of those you can't win either way scenarios. Because I remember when the game came out, it was harshly criticized that you couldn't use your flashlight and your gun at the same time.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And but then when they did the remake, they changed that and they criticized the remake for not staying true to that mechanic because people had gotten used to it. And they were like, oh, now you can just use your flashlight anytime. And it's like, but you complained the first time when that was the case. So they couldn't win on that front.
Doom Eternal for me, just it was too much platforming, and that's not what I play Doom for. So
I mean, you want chaotic, you want speed, like movement, quick movement. But I think with if you think back to the original Doom, how quick it was, there wasn't much verticality. You couldn't jump, you couldn't really do anything. Where I think
right.
they wanted to recreate the essence of the original Doom series, but add the verticality. But maybe they went a bit too much with the verticality. But you still had the speed, like running around, like so quick, moving around, the movement, and obviously the guns and lots of guns and lots of enemies and lots of gore, which makes, and obviously all the secrets and sequence and stuff like that, what make Doom. So I feel like they went back into the right direction, but I think if they make a new Doom, maybe just like rein back the verticality a bit and just like keep the chaotic, keep the gore, keep the rock music, that hardcore metal music, whatever they like to use and stuff like that. And I think they'll be right.
The
Harrison, are
Wolfenstein
you a
series
Doomer?
has been good too.
Not so much. I'm listening. Yeah, I'm more listening. I'm good. I'm still here.
I wanted to make sure because you were saying something about your mic being muted or something, and then we didn't hear from you.
I had there was a car in the background. It was muted. I'm here though. I'm
okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I don't know anybody that doesn't like Doom 64. I didn't know that kind of has a mixed reputation.
Well, I think especially at the time, I think on modern hardware, like if you play it on your Switch, it's a little bit brighter than it would have been on what are those tube TVs called? The playing it on an original Nintendo 64, I think it's a little darker.
Okay.
But that's the only complaint I hear about it is just that some people think it's this environments are too dark. But other than that, it's got a pretty positive reception, I think.
It's just funny to see it on everything now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, Doom is one of those things where, like the original Mario or something like that, like so iconic that it'll never go away. The original Dooms, 1, 2, all the extra stuff, and then even if you throw in all the modding community and stuff like they've added to it, and then VR as well. I played the original Dooms in VR as well. So basically, the fact of the matter that using the controller in a 3D space, you can aim your weapon freely while keeping that chaotic movement is nuts. So like the fact of the matter that Doom will continue to stay relevant, even the original Dooms will stay relevant till whenever, I feel.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why, but growing up, my neighborhood was way more into Wolfenstein, and I didn't encounter Doom until it was like a few years old. So it'll hit everyone eventually, I guess.
Yeah. Wolfenstein was good. I enjoyed Wolfenstein.
I do wish the original was on Switch, but
yeah,
the original Wolfenstein.
Yeah, that's one of the few you can't get.
Oh, it's on a couple other things, I think, but not on Switch.
I saw that. I'm not going to get it, but I saw that Borderlands 3 did get a Switch release, and I was just like, "Hey, that's great."
Yeah,
That's
great to have it on.
Going to happen.
Yeah.
So,
I think I know we're still Nintendo. We're talking about Nintendo. We've gone a bit off thing, but I feel like for me, Doom was really good, iconic. Early 90s, really great, especially networking at home and stuff like that. But I feel like what really set like arena shooters, or that kind of nature before Halo came out, the original Unreal Tournament in high school, like going to the computer room, was like 16 computers and like lunchtime playing, like all hooked up together playing Unreal Tournament, the original. To me, that was like peak. Like if Doom got to that point, if they're able to do that back then, but when Unreal Tournament came out, it was, and Quake and that's when like the arena shooters started to really shine.
Yeah. Quake is what I was thinking of because Quake on the Switch is just phenomenal. It's just a great port.
Oh, it's good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a great port. But it's, for me, it's like it's almost too. It's a lot of stress. I feel it feels like it for me. It's
That's
fun.
fair.
It's fun, but I feel like but afterwards I can feel it physically. And is Quake 2 on Switch? I forget.
It is.
It is on Switch.
Yeah, I'm waiting on a sale for it because apparently I'm too cheap to spend $10. So when it's $5,
Well,
I'm adding it.
I mean, that's reasonable for like if you're not going to play it that much, and it's an older game, and it's
The Doom games go on sale all the time. That's how I bought them.
That's how I got them too.
Yeah, I got all 5 for $20, I think.
Yeah.
Did anyone play Duke Nukem when it came out, the original?
Oh yeah, that's on my Switch too. Duke Nukem 3D.
You have a Switch
Duke
too?
Nukem.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I wasn't supposed to say that. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, but anyways, hey. Also,
Nintendo's gonna bust his door and get on the floor. Get on the floor.
And listeners, remember it's Halloween's coming up, so make sure you check your children's candy for any ports of Doom that might be in there.
We don't go there. That's the Doom house.
Yeah. You cut open the Three Musketeers, and there it is, Doom. It's crazy.
Ugh, it's running on chocolate.
Yeah, it runs on everything.
Well,
It runs
speaking
on
of Doom,
everything now.
It's a great way to segue into one of the news stories I put in here for this week. So Edge Magazine, which I guess they're still doing magazines, huh?
Really?
Edge Magazine listed the best games of the last 30 years. And
oh yeah, this is such a weird list.
This is so weird.
I think it was 100 they did, but I have the top 10. How many?
They did 100. I have some takeaways from the big list, but keep going.
Oh yeah, this is definitely worth a discussion. So I'll just read it and then we'll discuss it. I'll read the list. So number 10 was Doom. This is their top 10 of 100. So Doom, greatest game of the last 30 years. Followed by number 9, Elden Ring. Number 8, Portal. I guess led by because these are the better games. Number 7, Half-Life 2. Number 6, Halo Combat Evolved. Dog does not like Halo.
That's my dog. I'll mute and go shut him up.
Number 5, Resident Evil 4. Number 4, The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, Momo's favorite. Number 3, Super Mario 64. So 2 Nintendo 64 games back to back. All right, we're not going to comment until I'm done reading. Sorry. Number 2, Dark Souls. Number 1, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Now let's discuss this list.
I do not agree with this list at all, but apparently we like to chop and shoot things. That's what I get out of it.
Yeah. That was my first takeaway. My first takeaway.
Before I tear into this list, I'll play devil's advocate and say I don't think anyone could make a top 10 list here that everyone would agree with. For
No,
best games of the last 30 years.
I mean, I agree with Zelda being number 1. I'm not complaining.
And number 4.
And
okay. It should be swapped. To be honest,
can we do Zelda real quick? Okay, so
Sure.
Zelda. Okay, so Zelda in their top 100, number 1, Breath of the Wild, number 4, Ocarina of Time, number 20, Tears of the Kingdom, number 87 is Wind Waker. Now,
where's A Link to the Past?
Okay, hold on. So if you take out the CDI games, there were and the other third-party games, there were 15 Zelda titles released since 1993. So my first question. So Link to the Past is not in the last 30 years. It was 91, I believe. But Link.
Okay. You give me a heart attack there.
But just for example, and I'm going to be biased when I say this. Link's Awakening is 93. Where is it? Like that's the first year of this list, and also there are 11 other Zelda titles that we could talk about. And I'm sure. So when you think of Zelda titles, what else would be in the top 100 besides possibly?
How is Majora's Mask not on that list at all?
There you go.
I have a theory. It seems like what this list is generated from is not necessarily the quality of the games, but how much of a buzz these games created.
Well, Impact should be on the
Yeah.
on
Yes.
Because like Wind Waker and like you said, Majora's Mask, that I agree are better than Ocarina of Time, but they weren't
Ooh.
I'm not sure about
necessarily
Wind
as.
not sure, but
I would say Wind Waker's better, but anyway.
yeah.
Same thing with Mario 64, though. That's not like people love Mario Galaxy, but it didn't make as big an impact as Mario 64
Well,
did. That was such a
it
huge
created
deal.
the 3D camera. That's what the impact is.
Right.
That's why it's there.
Right. So I think this was impact and nostalgia because I mean, yes, if we're talking most impactful or whatever, like then Mario 64 being number 3 is like, okay, it's fine. Like it was innovative. It's very, very important. It set the precedent for Mario games, which is still the biggest franchise in video games. It set that precedent for everything to come after that. Mario titles, there were including Mario Kart, there were only six Mario titles in the entire 100. Can I tell you them?
Okay, it's 54.
So number 3, Mario 64. Number 11, Mario Galaxy. Number 41, Mario Odyssey. Whew. Oh my god. Okay. Number 54, Mario Kart
41.
8. Number 72, Mario Kart 64. Number 81, Galaxy 2. There are
What?
So I'll just go down my list.
Dance Wars is there.
There are no Mario sports games. There's no Mario Party. There is no Smash Brothers. There's no Mario RPGs. None of them. None at all. And there is no 2D Mario on this list.
I
That's
don't like this list at all.
well, I guess it's the only 2D Mario that would be eligible would be New Super Mario Brothers games.
Mm.
Yeah,
So-
but it doesn't even have.
But that's like a
New
2
World.
point.
DS.
That's like a 2.5.
And still like I don't get it. Like even if we're going off impact, where's Smash Brothers in this list?
That's
I'm
true.
Yeah.
And also, I'm surprised Minecraft at number 13. The amount of impact that game had since it first come out to now.
Yeah, we know
You think that will be easily in the top
3.
10? I don't know where. Well, be in the top 5 maybe because over Resident Evil. Resident Evil was like Resident Evil 4 was wasn't that originally a arcade game shooter? Like when you go to
It
the
was a
arcade.
Wii.
No, it was
It was a Wii
originally a GameCube game.
GameCube, you're right. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Now I get why Halo's up there. Halo impact on like
Yeah,
console
yeah.
shooters and multiplayer. Yeah, I get that. Ocarina of Time should be number 1. No, let's be realistic here. That's you know, Dark Souls. I don't even know why Dark Souls is not number 2. I mean, I'm not a.
I
I'm not
like
much of a-
Dark Souls, and I wouldn't put it in the top 10. I mean, I
Yeah,
I think
haven't
that
played
office
enough Elden Ring
really likes Dark
that
Souls.
I could even just. I'm guessing they've probably got Bloodborne and a couple other from Soft. Like they probably
Yeah.
have a pretty big mix.
Is
of From
Stardew
Software
Valley
there.
on the list anywhere? Because that has spawned. That is
Oh,
the game that launched 1,000
that-
farm sims.
That's a good
Yeah.
question. I'm not sure,
I
but
don't see it.
but
I don't see it.
I will say that Hades is number 37, which way to go. Shout out to that. But Slay the Spire is number 36. So I'm like, whatever. Okay, I'm over it.
Well,
It's a really weird list.
It's a really weird
Yeah.
list.
like I mean, Tetris Effect. I'm happy Tetris Effect's in the top 30 because like Tetris is like it's Tetris because I don't, I mean, obviously Tetris is older than like the past 30 years.
yeah,
but
yeah,
the fact that Tetris Effects, but I feel like that would have been a little bit higher because it is a Tetris game. But
And 1993 is a really weird cutoff because it's like some Super Nintendo games are eligible, but some aren't.
Elden
Like
Ring.
a lot of the really good ones are not eligible, like Super Mario World and A Link to the Past.
I mean,
It's a really weird, like to say 30 years, you're cutting it at 1993, where we were like halfway into a console generation. Sega Genesis, the same thing.
So I just don't think this office.
I know you guys like it, but I can't put Breath of the Wild number 1.
I told you, Ocarina of Time should have been number. You agree with me? Thank you.
No, he's not. He's not.
I wouldn't put either one of them in
He's
the
not.
top 10, but I mean, Breath of the Wild being number 1, no.
Well, it's funny that Breath of the Wild is number 1, and this might be because of the impact, but putting Tears of the Kingdom at number 20.
How's Tears of the Kingdom even on the list, though?
Right, exactly. So Tears of the Kingdom, if you're going to put it on the list, I say you need to put it pretty close to Breath of the Wild. But at the same time, you could say, okay, it's only a few months old. We're not even going to put it on the list. We're just going to leave it out. We're just going to leave it. You know,
Or at least put
I'm
it like
curious,
100.
Harrison.
You know.
Yeah, like if you're gonna put it towards the bottom because it's not even a year old.
yeah. So
I agree.
Like,
I agree.
I'll give you Elden Ring's a year old. Fine, it's their highest selling game and it popularized their little subgenre. I'll give you that, but I mean,
I don't know. I don't think.
how much more did you break it down? Did you go through Metroid and stuff? Or?
No, I think
Is Metroid's there?
Where is Hello Kitty Island Adventure?
I
If it's
think
not on there, then
they're not
And here,
they're not playing Nintendo titles that much. Is how
yeah.
I feel. There's only 6 other Nintendo titles on this list. So it's
Really?
yeah. I'll tell you them right now. 24 is GoldenEye, 27 is Super Metroid, 55 is Metroid Prime, 46 is Pokemon Red and Blue, 55 is Castlevania Symphony of the Night, and 99 is WarioWare Mega Micro Games. So
what?
I mean, just
It's funny because when we talked about that game, we talked about how it makes a lot of best ever games lists.
yeah. I just don't get like just for example, like how can you put only one Pokemon title, which is the most important one, but not the best?
Yeah.
Like on this
Yellow should have
list.
been there.
Is that like, Sean, if you're gonna put a Castlevania game on this list, which Castlevania game do you put?
They put City of the Night, huh?
I mean, out of the 2D ones, I'd put Bloodlines. I really liked Bloodlines when we talked about it, but how do you not have Metroid Dread on this list at all?
Yeah.
If you're doing recent
absolutely.
games, like that's hands down one of the best games.
Absolutely.
You know what I feel like is missing, and maybe this is somewhere else on the list. I don't have the full one. I only have these 10. But I think people are forgetting how much of a buzz Grand Theft Auto 3 generated when that released.
It's on there.
It's on there.
It's on the
Okay,
list.
good.
Yeah.
It's 18.
Because that like changed everything, and like people want to focus on Grand Theft Auto 5 because it's newer and shinier, but that didn't create nearly the buzz 3 did.
I'm afraid to ask how many Call of Duties are listed.
Well, I'm just about to tell you this, right? I'm actually shocked that the number 53, Modern Warfare 4, the Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, the very first one that like changed how Call of Duty is played, is at 53. Like the impact that Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the first one, had, that should be at least in the top 10 if it goes by like impact and
like Call of Duty
53.
Well, right
Call
next
of
to that,
Duty's the Madden of shooting games.
right next to that at number 50 is GTA 5, and even if you hate that game, like people are still playing online. Like it's the most impactful GTA game out there. Is San Andreas in this list?
So
sorry, go ahead.
is Skyrim on the list?
I'm still processing that Mario RPG is not on the list.
None of
because it's
them.
my favorite game of all time.
What the hell
and
is
it came out in
Papers,
the time frame.
Please? What's Papers? The Sims.
Papers, Please is
on
where you,
this list.
Papers, Please is where you play a border agent. It's awesome. It's an awesome
It's
game.
a good game, but
Team Fortress 2.
Yeah.
So there's wow.
Yeah.
The original Sims is at 94. I
That's
thought that
another
would be
game
That had a
caused,
way
like,
bigger impact than that.
like Fez. I'm happy Fez made it. Fez is a game that's been
I like
since I heard it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's a good game.
Like they do have a decent amount of indies, but I just feel like this office is just they're playing a lot of shooters, and I don't know, like it's hard to make a collective list of 100, and I'm almost feeling like I think I digress any other points I'm going to make, because I feel like I could go on for hours about franchises they're missing. No Animal Crossing, like
Yeah.
This office is not playing farming sims either. I
No
guess.
Stardew
How-
Valley.
Yeah.
There's 2 XCOM games on here. Like,
I'm
you
surprised
only need
Mario-
one of those.
I'm surprised Mario Kart 8 is not higher. The impact that's had since
I'm surprised Mario
like,
Odyssey
the
is
Wii.
41. Mario Odyssey is amazing.
Yeah.
Mario Odyssey is one of the best Mario games. Just like I don't know, like
Uh,
how is Galaxy?
Oh, here we
How
go.
is Galaxy 11 and Odyssey 41? Okay, I said I was going to digress because I just
well, yeah, but I'm looking at it now. So Skyrim's 26. I feel like that should be higher just because it's like one
Yeah.
of the most
Mhm.
ported games
Oh, yeah.
ever. But
Advance Wars is
where
there.
did I just
Very
see
nice.
that? It's just Journey's 33. That should be higher.
Mhm.
I feel like that really kicked off the indie
Mhm.
thing.
Mm.
All right, Bloodborne's 12. I'll give them that.
They should have swapped. To be honest, they should have swapped Portal, the first Portal and Portal 2. I think
That was
Portal
weird.
2
That's weird.
had much more
Yeah.
impact than Portal 1.
That's weird. Yeah.
I think Portal 2 was much more, and then the fact that they added the multiplayer to Portal 2, and then like they've really, really built out what makes Portal. If you think of what out of the Portal games, you think Portal 2 is the best one. Well, that's my.
I kind of feel the same way about Resident Evil, though. I feel like the Resident Evil 1
I was
and
gonna
2
say
better
all
than
of them
4.
were out
Yeah.
after 93. So I'm just surprised. I mean, I
4
like
is a weird
4,
one to
but
choose.
I feel like 2. Resident Evil 1's at 71.
I feel like
But,
Resident Evil 1, started things. Resident Evil 2, I feel like made that a franchise, and not just because it was the sequel, but because I don't know. I feel like Resident Evil 2 was the game in the series until 4 came out.
Yeah. I don't know. It's
So.
a very weird list.
Let us know what your favorite game of the last 30 years was, and we will read it right here on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll
And
we'll
if you-
feed all 100 games. Yes.
So the last thing that's weird to me is Final Fantasy VII is the only one on here.
Oh, come on. 9 needs to be on there. 6, I know. 6 has its supporters too. Put that on
But
there.
that's what I was going to say. Wouldn't 6, I mean, Chrono Trigger's on here, but it's 67.
Yeah, Chrono Trigger should have been a lot closer. I think Chrono Trigger should have been in the top 10. If I had to say, Chrono Trigger, I feel should be at least top 10 or at least top 15. Easy.
And if it's by influence, World of Warcraft should be way higher than 31.
100%.
Yeah.
That should be top 10. I mean, you could
World of
almost put
Warcraft
that
should be
as
in top
number
10.
2.
StarCraft.
Yeah.
StarCraft
As
is
far as,
98. Like
and then, there's no...
yeah.
I don't think there's any farming sims on here, which is...
Not a single Virtual Boy game on this list.
Spelunky is at 34.
Yeah. Spelunky, I'm happy about. Like, there's that little chunk in the middle where it's like Hades, Spelunky, Slate of Spire, where it's just like, okay, like,
but
we
then
got some indies in there, but this, yeah.
you don't have Dead Cells, which is on that level to me, and I don't know. This is probably the weirdest top 100 list I've ever seen.
Mate,
Because usually, like, when they do, like, the top 100 RPGs, and I know they don't, like, limit it to 30 years, but usually the list, I'm like, okay, I agree with about 60% of this list. But this, I'm like, I don't know. It's
Yeah,
just
but a lot of
very
people-
weird.
A lot of people in the comments are like, Pokemon Red and Blue seems a weird pick from the Pokemon series to pick.
It
No, it
is,
isn't.
or only having one.
It's only having one Pokemon is weird.
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know they only had one. Okay, that should have been like
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like
That's what people are saying. You get
like-
pick one. Why?
yeah, and you could have put like Pokemon Stadium on there, or just like or something else, like
Or Snap.
you could have been
there,
Snap.
mate.
It could have been something. It could have been a Pokemon game, not even
It's Gwen Stacy's least favorite Pokemon.
what.
She's not very good at it. Yeah, there's not a Lego
Okay.
game on there.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Like where's
There should
undercover?
be
Where's
one-
Lego under Lego City undercover?
there should
mate?
be one Lego game because that completely changed the landscape of kids' games. But anyway,
Speaking of Legos,
moving on.
Kevin.
Yeah.
Kevin. Speaking of Legos,
Moving on to the We Called It category, this is something that we reported as a rumor a while back. The Lego Group and Nintendo have basically revealed that they're going to be doing Animal Crossing sets. So the
Nice.
company's created 5 new Animal Crossing themed play experiences in partnership with Nintendo. So we were right. That's all I'm saying. No, I think the only one they've shown so far is Tom Nook, or Nook's. Harrison, help me. What's
Nook's Cranny or whatever?
Nook's Cranny, yeah.
So it's going to be there's going to be 5 sets, and the total price for all 5 sets is $180 US, which
That's not bad.
Which it's like in the articles that I read, they're like that's a reasonable price, and I'm like I guess so. Like I like Legos, but I don't like
for Lego for like a whole series. Yeah, that's
it's reasonable. Okay,
this is actually a pet peeve of mine is when people complain about the high price of Legos because it's a weird thing here. The problem is not that Lego has gotten more expensive over the years. It's that they're including more pieces in the sets because I've actually kept track over the years and they've pretty much consistently priced their sets to be 10 cents per piece. So that must be what their cost of production is, or obviously a little over so they make a profit. But if you look, sometimes it's, sometimes it's a little over, sometimes it's a little under, but it pretty much usually averages to 10 cents a piece in the set. So that's what you're paying.
Yeah. So there's gonna be 5 sets, and it's funny. They're saying now that like they're not sure if the mini figurines are gonna be sold separately, and I'm like, does that mean that they're gonna be sold separately? Like if, but perhaps no. Like perhaps they're gonna be included.
I would hope not, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. And so far there have been 8 minifigurines. Real quick, it includes Cap'n, Tom Nook, and Isabel. And for the villagers, and it includes Fauna, Julian, Rosie, Bunny, and Marshall, which is a really odd like selection of just characters. And my prediction is that if this does well, they're going to release just a lot more because there's just so many.
Say no KK Slider.
There's no KK Slider. There's no Raymond, which if you've seen like it's that cat with the 2 colored eyes, which is really popular in the new. Like everyone wanted Raymond in the new game. So my prediction is that they're not done. Like they'll at least release other minifigurines because there's like over 200 NPCs in this game.
I'm kind of hoping that maybe it makes them rethink the Zelda thing, unless maybe that's still coming. But
Deku tree set, yeah.
Yeah, I think so, but I think there's definitely potential for this one to be bigger than the initial release. Pretty cool. Well, so tell us your predictions on what's going to be the next Nintendo Lego set.
It won't happen, but Donkey Kong Country, I feel like would be perfect for it.
That'll be cool.
And then
go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm done. Let's move on.
Okay.
This is what happens when we're all together.
Yeah, let's move on. I'm done, actually.
Hey, you know what? Let's backtrack. There's one thing I noticed about that top 100. There's no Kingdom Hearts in there.
That is interesting.
I know we skipped it
for that game.
I was just looking quickly, scanning through it just like 5 seconds, and I was like, wait a minute. There's no Kingdom Hearts in this game. I mean, in this list. What a weird list.
Well, it took them 30 years to put the sequel out. That's why. Okay, so we have one rumor this week before we move on to the Spotlight game. And part of me wants to not keep ringing this bell, but the other part of me knows that this is the best time for speculation. And any day now we're going to get official news, so we might as well just speculate while we can. And it's actually kind of fun. So WCCF Tech is reporting on a rumor that basically the rumor is that Nintendo is preparing 2 Nintendo Switch 2 models for release. The first will be an all digital system for $400, and the other will be a standard system with a cartridge slot for $500. He goes on to say that the Switch 2 is known internally as NG, and Nintendo is targeting either September 24th release date or November 5th release date. So make of this specific rumor what you will. Let's speculate. I'll throw my 2 cents out there. I don't see Nintendo doing the digital only thing for the system launch because I feel like they love to re-release things and they love to do cheaper models like the 2DS and the Switch Lite. And it seems like a wasted opportunity for them to do like the Nintendo Switch 2D, and the D stands for digital, and release it like a year later.
I'm sorry. Did you say November 4th or 5th next year? It's not going to happen. Do you know what November 5th, 2024 is?
No.
It's something that happens every 4 years on the first Tuesday of November.
That ain't happening.
It's the election. It's a presidential election. There's no way they're gonna there's no way they're gonna do a release. That would be I don't know. Like,
well, maybe it's September 24th.
It could be, but like November 4th and 5th, 3 weeks before Black Friday, seems like, and on election and on.
Oh, it just says November. I don't know where I got 5th.
Perhaps Kevin's thinking about the presidential election already, guys.
I am. It says September 24th or November.
It's on your mind a lot. Like who am I voting for? Okay. But I don't. I wanted to know just more what you guys thought about price point. Because I went back and, like, if you look basically just at inflation, this price point is pretty similar to, you have to go all the way back to the original Nintendo and Super Nintendo, where, you know.
Yeah, that was another thing about it that stood out to me. I don't see Nintendo putting a $500 system out.
Well, just for example,
I don't know.
Just for example, like
especially if it's PlayStation 4 hardware, which is what the rumors are reporting. You can get a PlayStation 4 right now for $60.
No, what I know, I know,
Nintendo.
Harrison, you're about to go on a thingo, but I'm saying is, knowing Nintendo, because they do weird stuff, yeah, and I feel this new system, they're gonna find a way to justify making an expensive console. I feel
not if it's PlayStation 4 technology.
Doesn't matter to them. Remember, they go by their own rules. They're in their own lane, mate. Remember, this is Nintendo we're talking about here. They don't care. They don't care about outside noise.
400 I could see because the Switch is $350, but for an OLED. But I don't see them going above 400. I don't see them going to 5.
Well,
five, I'll give you 4. That even 400 would be expensive for the technology we're talking about here.
What happens if the rumor of two types of consoles? What happens if one's a handheld and one's a traditional one? But then the handheld can still connect to the traditional one.
Even let's say they do release 2 models, I would see them doing the bigger one at 400 and the lesser one at 350 or 300 whatever, because that's what I don't see them going all the way up to 5 though, because that's when you start getting into what modern technology is priced at, when we know, okay, I'll admit I'm basing all of this on the rumors being that this is basically PlayStation 4 tech.
But
I could say Xbox One as well. I keep saying PlayStation, but
that's okay.
we know it's going to be a little bit behind because that's what they've done on everything else.
It's still Nintendo. It's still like the.
And I think Nintendo charging $400 for that old technology is still Nintendo being Nintendo. It's still overpriced.
Kevin, I just like they're overpricing their current technology right now. Like their current technology, which would be similar to like an Xbox 360, would be way overpriced if we're looking at it in terms of technology. But it's more of the fact that people just want to play Nintendo games. Like,
But I also feel like Nintendo is the type they will overprice things, but to the point that they're more accessible and they want everybody to be able to buy one. And also, especially with the rumors of them trying to make sure that there's not going to be any shortages so that everyone will be able to get a hold of a system. I just don't see it being $500, guy. I know they overpriced their stuff. I agree with you on all of that stuff, but I think 400 is overpriced.
Go ahead.
I think you missed when I said 500. I think you're misjudging something. It'll probably be 500 in Australia because we pay a lot more than you do.
Yes.
No, but what I'm saying is, in general, I honestly, all jokes aside, I think they're going to price this thing higher. I think this is going to be. It could be 400, it could be 420, whatever. I think this new console, they're going to justify somehow, even though the tech is behind current technology, I still say they will justify making this a higher price.
It'll be $500 dues and
dollary dues. Thanks, mate.
And it'll be 400 suggested retail price.
I would like to offer
freedom
another prediction too, and I brought a price point, but I'll put it aside just for now. No matter how much, whatever price the original is going to come out for, like there's going to be a miniature version of this new console that comes out 2 years after. That's $100 cheaper. So what I'm saying is that, like, let's say there is an all digital $400 one. And eventually, when they sell those, they're going to make a smaller $300 version of it. So honestly, I don't think 500 is that bad, considering that a lot of people like me are going to say, okay, I'm going to trade in my Switch and get the all digital one because I don't even buy physical hardware anymore. I think that's what it's going to be like.
Here's the thing, though. I forgot what I was going to say.
I was going to say, here's the thing. We are something left field. Have we ever considered that Nintendo might go back to CD based instead of cartridge?
No,
I don't think so. They haven't confirmed anything about it. It's been all leaks and rumors.
I feel like it's gonna be cartridge and then it's just gonna be digital. Like I don't think they're investing any more time in think about how to really change the physical hardware when most people are thinking about just getting rid of physical hardware altogether.
But that's what I'm saying. That I'm not saying that. Okay, the CD thing's probably a little bit left field. That's fine. But this is why I got this sense of feeling that this console will be some sort of split into type 2, in a sense that you're going to have a permanent at home, and then you have something like the Switch that's able to dock or connect, but the power will be more powerful at the one at home. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? When it connects to the main system.
Yeah, it could be. Sure.
There's also the rumors of it having the LCD screen and not the OLED screen. So I could totally see them launching the digital only, having the OLED screen too as like an upgrade.
I think OLED's also for just down the road, and
yeah. That I agree with for sure. That's the only reason they're giving it an LCD screen is so they can sell you a second Switch or a Switch
and also,
too.
Like for the handheld people out there, is it that much of a difference? Like I have a PS Vita LCD, my Steam Deck is LCD, my Switch is OLED. I play only handheld, and like
I play only.
I only play handheld, and like. The only difference for me is the fact that the Switch OLED doesn't have bezels, which I always thought looked bad. But beyond that, the display is like, it looks the same to my eyes when it's that small.
Yeah. Do you think? I thought I heard a rumor recently when I was away that do you think that Nintendo might, with the whole backwards compatibility, do you think they're going to still maintain a backwards compatibility, or they're going to try and sell stuff to us again with this new console?
I think they're going to do both. I honestly think they're going to do both because they very often will resell games that are still available on things. Like, for example, like there was the rumor that they were showing Breath of the Wild with like updated performance on the new machine. I wouldn't be surprised if they left it backwards compatible so you can bring your old Breath of the Wild over if you want, but also we're re-releasing Breath of the Wild a little bit upgraded if you want the Switch 2 version. So I think that's the route they're going to go.
I think Kevin, I think you got it 100%. I think exactly. Which no, I was just going to say, like, I'm already regretting in my mind thinking about rebuying Breath of the Wild or something, because I will. I will. That's all. Number 2 or 3 at this point. It's going to be probably number 2 once it's done. I don't think it's. Yeah. Well, imagine.
Well,
Yeah. Imagine if.
yeah, but I think
If you skipped this generation and it was backwards compatible, and you're thinking, okay, like I'm gonna get the Switch 2, and then right away I'm gonna have the online service plus all the remakes and everything the Switch has day one.
Mario Odyssey, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, Kirby, Forgotten Land, like
Ice
everything.
climbers,
like you've
on
got so
NSO, like everything.
Yeah, you've got a deep bench of
I think-
ice climbers possibilities.
but we're leaving out one factor when it comes to this new console, Nintendo. There's got to be some sort of catch. There's always a catch from Nintendo. Something's gonna throw a wrench, either good or bad. So I'm just waiting to see what that wrench is going to
Like
be.
a Nintendo,
Nintendo
or like, what do you mean?
No, but I mean, like, Nintendo sometimes they do stupid. They like, you know what I mean. They do weird stuff with their consoles, yeah, which is fun.
Camera.
This new console doesn't have sound.
It's gonna be.
You know what I mean? Yeah, they're gonna be some sort of.
It's gonna be an AR camera.
You know how Nintendo operates,
or it's gonna be like a weird dual screen.
But we already had that already from 3DS, so yeah, they've already done that one.
But this one's gonna be different. It's gonna be like we're gonna use this one. Trust us. We're gonna use it. You know that IR sensor on your Switch. It's gonna be like that. We're gonna use like the IR sensor on your Joy-Cons.
No, but I mean, like, but that actually the AR camera on the 3DS, when you got those cards, it was actually pretty cool. When it opened up, the card opened up, and you can look down with the 3D and look inside and the depth. Like, it was a bit of fun, like just something gimmicky, but like that technology was there at the time. They could have utilized that a lot better. Just saying.
Yeah, I'm just more kidding. Like I used the 3D function. Just it hurt. I thought mostly, so I never used it. So
really,
I loved it. I'm mostly just joking.
More on this topic as it develops. So this week we get a spotlight game again. We got S.K.A.T, Special Cybernetic Attack Team for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Came out in Japan June. It came out in June of 1990 in Japan and June of 91 in North America. And it was released as Final Mission in Japan. And I wanted to ask you guys this. It was also released as Action in New York in Europe. So on your Switch Online service, was it called anything different?
It's also called Final Mission in Japan. It's so weird, bro. Like, why is it called? Why is it called Action in New York in Europe? Like this is so weird, bro. Like
it's got a weird charm to it. Because did you notice the character
Arnold
names
and
are
Sigourney?
Arnold
Sorry,
and Sigourney?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's like such a weird choice.
Well, it's spot on. Like, we know what they're gonna do. I mean, this is an interesting title in the, how do you say, is it Natsume or Natsume history, because I mean, I think most of us know them as like the Harvest Moon Company, and outside of that, like Spanky's Quest, Shadow of the Ninja. But this is not a title that I played back in the day. And what's up? Like, is there a reason why, like, did this game not sell well, which is the reason why the resale is so high? Because the resale on this game is usually
Well, I feel like shoot 'em up games have a high resale value a lot. It's like that audience ignored the games at first, and now they got to pay through the nose for them.
yeah. But I just thought there might not be that many copies out there in the world, because when I looked, it was like the most like 100 or 100 plus. So it's kind of weird. Like, I think this game would have felt better in co-op, but
This game is what Silver Surfer should have been. This is what they were going for.
I just felt it felt generic in an environment that was pretty impressive, and it also has like voice samples in NES game, which is pretty cool in my opinion.
The audio, the music, and all that was so good in this game. Like, I think the audio really pushed the chip on the console really hard, because the fact of the matter, the audio, the sound effects, some of the voice stuff is actually for its time is very impressive and advanced at the time.
Me too. In fact, I think there was a point. Oh, go ahead. I thought you were done.
Yep.
Well, you were almost there. There's only 5 levels.
Yes. But I understand that like you got bored with a title that is still relatively short. I mean, like, I know there's limitations on the actual original controls of the game, but I think it's too bad that you can only shoot horizontally. like that's what I really wanted in this entire game, was like being able to, like, it would have been cool if you could be able to like shoot around you instead of being able to move like vertically, horizontally, and only be able to shoot one way. So I agree. It feels
the little things that go around you. That's the whole gimmick they were implementing. They were testing it.
Yeah.
Didn't work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't tell if that was a limitation of the NES, or because I will give you that the enemy design leaves something to be desired, but I was like, there was a lot of games on the NES like this where it was just like generic cannon, like shooting at you. Even games like Mega Man had Mega Man's got some well-designed enemies, but it also has, things like this, where especially the first Mega Man.
Maybe they just put a lot of effort into the music and sound and all that stuff, and then everything else was just the afterthought. Yeah.
It's no vertical force on the Virtual Boy, that's for sure. That's another shoot 'em up. Well, the goal isn't to pick the best game every week. Well, I enjoyed it enough. Like, I enjoyed it on about the same level as the other NES games. Like, I probably about the same as Kirby's Adventure. Thinking of NES games we played, Mappy Land, somewhere in that zone.
That's gonna be pretty close to where I'm gonna be putting this game.
Yeah, where are you gonna rank it, Harrison? Let's start our rankings.
Okay. I didn't put it in yet. I'm gonna put it right down at the bottom for me at number 30. Or actually number 31. Sorry about that. I'm gonna put it below Pro Wrestling. So it's gonna be 31 out of 32 on my list. There's nothing I hate about this game. The mechanics are fine. It's a short game that I find to be pretty generic, and outside of having an interesting history with a company that is very much still doing things. I don't know if I would recommend this one to, like, because it seems like there's other games you can play.
No, because if you were going to recommend a shooter, you'd recommend like UN Squadron.
Yeah. So similar to
some of the bigger ones.
What did we do last week? I can't remember now. Comic Zone. Yeah, like similar to like, I think I said last week of Comic Zone, like, if you want to play a beat 'em up, like there's an endless amount of games you could play.
Yeah.
So, in my opinion, same thing with this. Okay.
I would recommend it if someone was like, I wish the Silver Surfer game on the NES was better. I would say, well, play this because it's got kind of similar backgrounds and stuff, and it's kind of similar, but that's like a very specific situation. Other than that, if someone was just like, recommend me a shoot 'em up, this is not what I would recommend.
For the music, I'd say if you want to get it for the music, I would say if someone wants to listen to the music and like get like really cool effects with the sound chips and stuff like that, and I'll be like, yeah, have a play and get get a feel of that. But other than that, that's all it is for me, really.
I'm putting it at number 14 on my list, so that puts it below the games I mentioned, but in that same area. It's below Kirby's Adventure, then Mappy Land, then Kirby's Dream Land, then this. And then the next game, I liked it more than, it's right above WarioWare micro games.
Interesting genres you sit. It's an interesting genre sandwich you have right there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another one that goes to Harrison's recommendation thing, is like, I wouldn't recommend Kirby 64 over modern Kirby. Like, I would recommend Star Allies or, yeah.
So you're putting it right above the other Natsumi title, which is nice, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yep. Yeah, or even the environment. Well, let's circle back. Momo, where do you have it?
Well, to be honest, I can't really rank because unfortunately with my absence here and there with my job and that, I feels hard for me to rank things because you guys have played much more games than I have to rank stuff. I mean, I'll rank this near the lowest end of what I've ranked so far, which is not many because I haven't been here for many of them. But I'll rank it. I'll rank it pretty much. I'd say for now because I'll probably rank it on the bottom of what I've been contributing to. That's my opinion. Because like I said, you guys done over like 30 games now, and with my work and stuff, me being away in this and that, so I haven't really had a chance to really put in the input that you guys have. But if I had to pick it, I'd say it's probably on the bottom of the things that I've ranked. But music, like I said, the music's probably the best thing that I found in this game. The sound effects and stuff like that. So, like I said, just look up on YouTube or stuff like that, or just watch a playthrough, or listen to the soundtrack or whatever. You'll probably find it a lot better than actually playing it.
Yeah. I feel a similar way. Like you want to have Arnold and Sigourney together when you're doing this. So, Sean, I'll kick it back over to you. Sean, you have 39 games on your list, and of course some of these were like the Mario GBA games that we did together. If we did pass fail or thumbs up thumbs down like they do on Steam, how many of your 39 games would you not recommend? Just not at all, just thumbs down.
Don't worry, the editing software takes out the silence.
I'm putting Sean on the spot here, so
I honestly, I'll say mine. I think 11. I think the top 11 games I would all recommend. Once you get to 12 and below, I'm like, you'd have to be a specific kind of person.
That many you're going thumbs down.
If you're just talking about what you'd say, like are you saying like everybody should play this?
I'm just saying like if we're strictly doing like it's not going to be like 7 out of 10. I'm saying like either you say yes, play it, or no.
Well, I've said before that my list is kind of cut into categories. So the top games are the ones I love, and then the ones I like, and then the ones I would like I'm lukewarm on. I'd give them another shot, and then here is where I would stop recommending games. Is like I don't ever want to play this again. So probably, let's see, where does that line start? Nope, still there because those are the Mario games. starts. Wow, I would recommend a lot of these. I would recommend, I think, 28.
Exactly.
of
Okay,
them.
so
29 through 39 are the games I never want to play again. So that's like, I told you I'm not giving Comic Zone any more chances. Congo's Caper, Earthworm Jim, Kung Fu Heroes, those type of things. Spanky's Quest, fan favorite.
Ooh. Yeah, that's my well, yeah, so I think if I were to do strictly thumbs up, thumbs down, I think 30 out of my 32 games I'd recommend at least checking out because they're included on that system.
You just say that to be one more than me.
Yeah, well, like okay, so the game we played today, I wouldn't recommend. Ignition Factor, I really didn't like, but above that's like Pro Wrestling. Okay, like Pro Wrestling has some parts that I like. Sean, you really like that game. Next one up there is baseball. I really love baseball. Like for the NES, and I think these are all worth checking out. So it just to say, like, for the Switch Online system, you know, we can debate price point and everything, but I do think most of these games, the high majority of them, are worth checking out. You know, just most of us won't have the time to do that.
No, we
Let's
just have
see
it.
what we're checking out next week, shall we?
64. Let's go.
Okay, so we're running it back. We're getting another acronym shoot 'em up.
Oh.
It's Musha on the Sega Genesis, Musha. So this is more of a traditional shoot 'em up. You get like a spaceship thing.
Musha.
Uh,
Musha. We are
Musha.
not going to have any Genesis games pretty soon, which is fine.
Wow.
Nah, they'll add some more. They're due. Hey,
Got some
when
really
it's
random.
random.
This got some really random enemies in this. Just a quick look. Oof.
Yeah, no, we get a lot of. Yeah, we get some.
Yeah. That goes hard.
Cooler than Scat.
So let us know if you like Scat, if you like Musha, if you like I don't know, Doom 2, what your favorite game of the last 30 years was.
Do you think Zelda Ocarina of Time should be number 1 and Breath of the Wild should be number 4? Please.
Do you think there's going to be 2 Switch 2s? It's going to be the Switch Cubed. Whatever you think, let us know. Email us at nintendotherapypod@gmail.com or get at us on Twitter at Nintendo Therapy. We got a Reddit, Nintendo Therapy. You search us on there, you'll find us. As always, keep in mind, we're Nintendo fans, not Nintendo experts. So if there's anything you'd like to correct us on, all the same places. Let us know anything we might be forgetting to talk about as well. And Spotify has a comment section, so just go nuts down there. Say whatever you want to say.
Yeah, like just go crazy like we did before with the top 100. Like sound like a bunch of middle class women drinking Chardonnays on a Friday night. You know,
why are we going with that analogy? Why can't we just be like 4 middle-aged guys?
It's the perfect analogy.
Fine.
Yeah, mate. I'll tell you now, like early 50s, ladies out, ladies' night, bunch of Chardonnays, cigarette in one hand, just discussing the goss. That's what we just did before. That's what we were not arguing, but like debating, like a bunch of middle-class ladies.
This is starting to sound better than the podcast that we actually record. Like now I just want to hear like 4 middle-aged ladies that are drinking and smoking talking about Mario. This sounds awesome. I would listen to that.
Oh,
not ironically.
Oh, that reminds me. Tune in next week. Mario Wonder, celebrating it. We're going to rank all the 2D Mario games to celebrate that. You don't want to miss it.
We all know Mario 2 is going to be number 1.
Not ranking like that. Ranking like we're going to say, S tier, B tier, A tier.
Oh.
That kind of ranking.